Sup, aviation nerds, Lottie here again. See what I did there? No tag notes. No doubt you saw the thumbnail or title of this, and yeah, we are doing an ejector seat, which I am currently sat in, and could be comfier. Let's have a look. Okie dokie. So that's not supposed to be there. That's my cushion. So here we have it. This is an F4 Phantom ejector seat in pretty rough condition, but it is doable. So this is going to be a really interesting restoration because one, I can't say I've ever done an ejector seat restoration. We've done plenty of weird stuff before, you know, sea mines and the like, but this is a first, even for me. Now, gonna try and document as much of this as possible, not just so I can put it on YouTube, but also so I can remember where everything goes. I'm basically gonna have to dismantle this bit by bit and try and learn where everything is. Now, I've been given pretty much an open ticket to do whatever I want to it. Obviously try and make it look original-ish. Well, as original as we can. But it is also supposed to be a display piece. So, as far as the seating goes, the idea seems to be we'll try and make it a bit more, you know, vibrant. Rule of cool, as it were. Of course, we're going to keep all of the original, you know, panel work and, you know, the little parachute. Forget what they're called at the top of my head right now. The draw chute or something like that. But yeah, we'll try and keep everything as original, but where we can apply a bit more pizzazz to make it look interesting, we might do. So, but again, that's neither here nor there. First, we need to actually get it into pieces, and we're also going to bugger off this frame. It's too big, it's too ugly, and the owner wants wheels so we can push it around. It's going to be an extravagantly unique office chair is the descriptor for this. So I suppose I'm just going to get into it, and we're just going to start pulling bits off. Bless you! Okay, we're just going to start at the top basically. So again, this is as much for me to figure out how it all goes as it is for you guys to watch. Okay, so obviously this is broken off, so that is supposed to connect there, and this little bit is supposed to go through there. But that has come off. Now this, I already know someone's tried to give this a pull. So this is the ejection handle. I would rather not pull all that out right now. Probably gonna have to at some point. I might just pop that back in. I want to try and get rid of the headrest because this is gonna need redoing completely. That's all stuffing for the headrest. Probably need new straps too. Again, we're gonna try and make it look good, but I think these are all maybe a bit too sun bleached. We'll see what they look like when they're all cleaned up. Maybe I can dye them. That might be a suggestion. I might dye these because again, like, no one's gonna be flying with this thing. It's just gonna look good. But instead of having to get new ones or something, I can probably dye them maybe a black, make them look cool or something. But yeah, I basically want to get rid of this whole sash. I'm still not entirely sure what that sashy bit is for. I'll have a look, or if anyone knows, just let me know before I find out on my own. And follow up, and we've got this, so it's tied on there. Some sort of clip. That actually looks like a pin right there, maybe. See if I can They're pretty tight, but that does look like a pin to me. So should be able to just pull it out. And it should free. So that's tied to there, which seems to be held in by the pin. Likewise here. So, alright, well I might have to put the phone down. Oh, never mind, there we go. Just get the angle right. Twist it, we attached on the bottom? No? Cool. Alright, that's going to be the next job. So I'm going to put the phone down and I'm going to try and take this pin out. Just using my little screwdriver. This is my bent one too. Someone's honking for me. Okay, right, so pin went through that. Turn the light on. Went through that, went through these. They're all loose now, so I should be able to just... Woohoo, look at that. Fantastic. Success. So I'll do the next one and we'll see how far we get. Okay. Yeah, took it off. And I had a quick little look. Let me just run through some stuff. Okay, so I've taken the pins out. So pins went in there and this all comes out. Now, I did have some lunch just really quickly, which is why it looks like a lot's sort of changed. Anyway, as I had lunch, I had a quick little cheeky Google search. So I had a little look around and I managed to find this, all that sort of stuff. So it's Martin. At first I thought it was like Lockheed Martin, but it turns out it's Martin Baker, which make ejector seats. Anyway, I had a look at their site and really interesting actually. Like, kudos to there you go, see, Mark 3B. So kudos to Martin Baker for their website. Like, go have a look, like, right now. So good news, bad news. One, good news, I found exactly what this is. So this is a Mark 3B Martin ejector seat. I think they're up to like Mark 17 or something like that now. But I wasn't interested in what they're doing now. I was interested in this. All the way to the original, the headrest. It's the only one with this style of headrest, with like the sewing. It's really cool. I'll put a picture up now so you can see what it looks like on their website. But it gave so much like good information. So, makes a bit clearer. So that big aprony sort of thing, that basically goes under everything. Now, the way it works, let me just put this back over. It took me a little bit to find because this is actually held in by that strap that I took off. So it doesn't actually sit like this when it's in transport. It actually goes forward and it looks like it's got like the little double loopies. I'm really excited because I'm like finding out all this information on like a topic that I really know bugger all about. But this is how it works. So we'll make it nice and goodish. So when you're all dressed up, ready to go for a flight, you've got a backpack on, which is your parachute, and that fits in here. So the parachute is actually attached to you as you're sitting down. Also, where you're sitting, you can imagine this is it. I'll put that there. This is your like your provisions. So it's said on the website predominantly it's your your life raft. So that's attached to your butt. So basically what happens is in ejection you pull that and then there's a big cartridge at the bottom and that shoots you out. So the whole thing goes out. And then there's a little timer and your drogue chute, at least that's the way it sounded written out, but I've also heard it called drone chutes. I'm not sure what's correct. I'm sure aircraft nerds will let me know. So this is your drone chute. Once this is clear from the aircraft, this comes out. Big drone chute. Once that's come out, it pulls this, which is connected to this. So this rips out from under you, making sure that your parachute, which is over here, and your bum bag all get ejected from the seat safely. So that's what this is for. So you actually sit on it. I was wondering what it was for. But yeah, you actually sit on that and it like sort of pulls you out from the seat. Yeah, which is really cool. There's some other safety features which I haven't quite worked out yet, but that was just a little cursory sort of little thing. Now, bad news, it's not from an F4 Phantom, because they have written down all the aircraft that used this model of ejector seat, and that is a Vickers Valiant, the Canberra Bomber, a Hawker Hunter, a Supermarine Swift, a Vampire, a Javelin, a Victor, a Fairey Delta II, a Bristol 221, Hadley Page, and a Vulcan. So those are all the aircraft that use this ejector seat, which is really cool that they've got like all that information. So no F4 Phantom. But given that this is Australian, it's probably more likely than not that it's probably like a Canberra or a Vampire, because we've got loads of them floating around here. So yeah, that's all fun stuff that I've been sort of finding out, which is really good. I get giddy when I'm learning new information, which is really cool. I'm happy about it. Anyway, moving on to actually what we're actually up to. I'm going to try and actually remove the entire parachute holder, which should just be right on. Just pretty much remove this some way, somehow, take all that off, and then this entire box can get separated, which will be really cool. So yeah, that looks to be the current course of action. So I'll get stuck into it, and if I take anything off, I will film it. Cool. Let's keep going. Okie dokie. Next plan. Because this was quite loose, so what we're going to try and do is we're going to remove this funky bit. It goes there. Pop it here. I'm going to try and take the shaft out, free these little loopies, and then the whole back should flop over. We're going to have a bit of a better look, just because I'm looking at that. Those are pinned, so I can't actually remove them. They need to come out sideways, and they can't come out sideways because these are still attached. But if I undo it back here, I should be able to. So one step at a time. We'll just try and get the shaft out. Okay, so I'm slowly getting it out. It's actually quite easy, all things considered. There we go. Can put that there, so we can remember exactly what it is, and we'll reattach this for the time being. Just so I know exactly. Come on. Stay. Now we got these, so they're nice and free, which is really good. Happy about that. More importantly, what has happened to the back? Can this now... There we go. Ooh, okay. We got freedom here, which is good to start. But the backrest is still solidly attached. Alright, I'm just going to clean it up a little and I'll have a look over there. Okay, so I'm actually really quite surprised at how a bit of lubrication and everything, and it all seems to be coming away quite nicely. So that freed up. Spring's still intact, so I'm going to take that off. I'll take... Can you hear someone's not happy in the background? Should just be able to wiggle this free a little bit. And I should be able to get in here with my fingers. I have to use my other hand turn some light on too. Where's my screwdriver? There we go. Should be enough to get my fingers in there now. Hopefully this doesn't just fall out. I might even close that one back up. You are learning with me as I go. Oh, look at that. Whole thing came off. Brilliant. Another piece down. Remembering this side went flush to it. Pretty cool. Figure out what that is later. I'm just removing everything bit by bit. Looking good. Looking good. Remembering this is all an attempt to free this so I can remove the headrest. So a little bit at a time. I was going to take these off. I still might. There's only two nuts holding them on. 2 bolts I should say holding them on, and they should come off. So we'll leave that for now. Still haven't tackled the other side. I'm going to have to do this, which looks infinitely more fun. Okay, back to it. Okay, next side, we need to remove this. After a quick little look, you can see some, when it focuses, we want to focus right there, you can see some nuts in there which go all the way through, so they're connected to here. So there's 4 apiece. So if I take these ones out, these will be long bolts about yay long. If I take those out, this should come out, and it'll just hang on this. So I don't want to get rid of that just yet. I want to try and keep things attached as long as I can. But yeah, I'll remove that, and then we can hopefully get to this, and then we can take the whole top off. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, advancements so far. I've managed to loosen them all, which is brilliant. We like it. Had to get these nuts off because they're in there, and so I just like fish it out before they just roll all the way down. But yeah, for my memory, not yours, these are the screw-in ones, and these are the bolts. So yes, and I can already see some movement, so I'm on the right track. But yes, just gotta remember which ones go where. Shouldn't be too hard. These ones, they're Frenched in, so cool. Alright, I'm just gonna get the rest out, and we'll get back to it. Okay, taking those ones out, it's just sitting there. I am going to remove these ones here, remove these ones here, just to free up this cable, because I don't know what condition it's going to be in. I can see cracks in it. I'm going to try and keep it nice, but we'll see. But I'll just free it gently, and we'll go from there. Okay, that one came off well enough. This one finally had our first break, which actually isn't that much of a problem for that, so I'm not too concerned. Which is pretty good. It's all repairable, and now this should just disconnect. Peter's being noisy over there. So now that is both sides free. So the next step is to take this off, which will allow me to take this off too. So that'll just come out. Boop. And then we can start looking at the headrest. Okay, update. Alright, we've removed, plus Peter's making noise. I've removed that section. I've removed that. I've removed, yeah, all of that. I've taken the locking bolt out of there. Now basically what I gotta do is just get a screwdriver or something behind there, because you can't leverage it off, and just twist it and try and get it out here, because that's a pin there. So if I bring this whole thing out, I shouldn't have to worry about that wire. It should just stay there, which should be good. So yeah, I will try and do that. Okay, I got most of it with the screwdrivers, so I should be able to do the rest with my hand. We'll see. Almost done. Get a bit of a shake. It's coming, I can feel it. Left hand. Let's try. We're so close. There we go. Alright, that's off. Just make sure we're not damaging anything. That wire's alright. And now that's all free. Then I go to the other side. I am really, really hoping that this isn't connected all the way. I'm just hoping. I still have to take all this stuff off anyway, so I'm not, too worried about this being a waste of time. But still, it would be awfully convenient if this also means this all comes off. That would be wonderful. So I guess I gotta turn it and do the next side. Okay, good news and bad news. Good news. Cut it off. Woohoo! All that bracket is off, which is really nice. I can now access everything. Bad news. This is bolted to that from behind. I'm actually kicking myself that I didn't see it before. If we shine, we were even looking in the correct area before, just couldn't quite see it, but we'll turn the line on. Where are we? Yeah, so I was looking in here before for this bit here, but if we look a little bit further ahead, see those bolts just in the corner right there with my fingers wiggling right in the background? Yeah, so there's lots, I don't know, like it's the whole backrest pretty much is attached. So the next sort of, it is doable to get it out. The problem is the process. And now what I'm thinking, I still want to get all that, little bits and bobs off, so I'll probably do that first. But this is annoying. That folds down now. That's cool. Oh, it's like a little clamshell. Can I get to it there? Nope. That's all. Yeah, hang on. This might be. See, we're learning stuff in real time. If it's just that one, and that one, I might be able to get my finger under there and loosen them off. Can I even see anything? They might be a little bit too far. No, never mind. You're exploring my mental process on how to get this stuff done. Yeah, no, okay, that's not gonna work, even if we got that panel off, because then I can't actually get from between these two. Which means, and I'm sure some of you already thought about this, I'm gonna have to eject the ejector seat. Which means lifting the whole lot off and keeping this here. Because this frame is attached. Let's move this out of the way. This frame is attached to this. So this is what stays onto the airplane. So this doesn't go anywhere. This does. This all comes out. So that might be what I have to do. Half 3 is it? Not a clue. But I might have to get the good old gantry out for this one and lift it up and see how we go. But we'll do other stuff first, so I'm just going to walk around and continue to do a little bit more removal. Okay, we've paused there and we're moving down. I've already been tuning a little and starting, but basically, yeah, taking these screws out just from here, so it went in that way. Had to figure out why it was spinning, and yeah, I had the seat on so I couldn't actually see it. You can see the other one over there, so that's off now, so this should come off. Ta-da! So yeah, this whole time though, you do need to be careful. This entire, that in my bucket. Yeah, this seat is aluminium through and through, which is good and bad. Good in that 99% of all of these fittings are actually relatively easy to get out of, to free up. Bad because cleaning all this up is going to be quite an adventure. So a lot of this is, you know, I think we're gonna get most of it, but I gotta be careful to make sure that we've actually got enough guts of it, you know, that I don't punch a hole anywhere through, because basically all of this is bauxite, which is what aluminium corrodes back down to. Its constituent parts, and that's bauxite. That's all that white stuff, and it's incredibly brittle, so just got to be very careful. Again, obviously this isn't actually going to be doing any work, but still we want to try and keep everything relatively, you know, sort of safe and, you know, sturdy. So I can't be too mean when I'm trying to free stuff off. Okay, enough yabba yabba. I will do the other side. So I'm gonna go over there and release that one, and then I'll look at the front. I believe these are leg straps. Not entirely sure just yet. No, helps if I film what I'm looking at. Yeah, we'll see how that comes. But yeah, I want to try and get rid of as much of the fabric as possible so I can pressure wash it, clean it, make it all pretty, and I'll do the fabric separate. Okie dokie, future Lottie here. We're nearing the half an hour mark, so we're gonna cut it there. But I hope you have been enjoying this first episode of the ejector seat saga. Speaking from future Lottie experience, which I've still got it, but it just looks way, way better. Maybe you can just see it there. But that's all you're gonna see. You're gonna have to keep watching the other videos to see how it all goes. So anyway, I hope you all enjoy it. Leave lots of comments. I do love comments, and I'll try to answer as many as we can. Because I've actually already filmed most of this, and I actually filmed it chronologically, I should be able to just pump these out. So I think this is going to come out Wednesday, Thursday, maybe. We'll see, and then I'll try and upload one either probably on Monday or Tuesday, and then I'll try again for a Thursday, Friday. So next week we'll have 2 coming out, hopefully. I think that's the way we're gonna do it. Yeah, because the upload doesn't like weekends. Anyway, that's enough of that sort of nonsense. I hope you have a lovely day. I'll see you on the next one, and leave lots of nice comments down below.